Riot, we just added a guy who can cast 3 mini Brimbolts around for free in January, and now you spawn in Jet on steroids? Why? China is the first region to debut Valorant's newest duelist, and guys, we have a problem. Waylay's dash is faster than the speed of light, and her teleport is more flexible than Chambers, meaning we're about to enter the fastest meta players have ever seen.
But Teets, she's just a worse Jet. Stop clickbaiting.
Oh, Jimmy, you are lucky I need ad revenue. You know what? You're getting it again. Don't you run. Where are you going? Why the fuck would you release an agent like this? I'm gonna switch to Marvel Rivals, I swear to God. Waylay is fast. Your internet? Not so fast. Want to optimize it? Use exit lag. I was literally a customer before they sponsored my channel. Exit lag is hands down my favorite network optimizer and offers a ton of different online service solutions. They have AI route optimization, a dynamic stabilizer, and a diagnostic center, all while supporting over 2,000 games. Their scalable infrastructure supports 1,000 servers across 5 continents and 18 million weekly optimizations. That means you'll never have poor performance in ranked, no matter where you live. And setting up is so easy, Jimmy can do it. Just head to their website, create an account, download Exit Lag, which takes a second, and install. Then you just pick almost any game your heart desires, select your ideal routing, apply, and the numbers speak for themselves. Exit Lag also has multiplayer plans. There's a duos one for you and a buddy, or even a squad plan for up to 5 players. So if you want to fix your network issues and support me, check out the link in the description, as Exit Lag is having an exclusive birthday offer where if you subscribe for 12 months, you only pay for 6. That includes the multiplayer plans. Now, let's get back to the breakdown. As much as I hate to say it, Jimmy isn't entirely wrong. Waylay is a worse Jet in ranked. Think about it. Jet's whole kit is self-sufficient. Her Cloudburst allows her to dash into immediate cover that she made for herself, and she's relatively safe. Her Updraft and Blazestorm create duels that Jet is always supposed to win, and combine all her abilities together, and that makes for some of the most iconic moments that Valorant has ever seen. It's the same case with every duelist in this game. They are all self-sufficient in their own way. Now Waylay, her abilities on paper are busted. We have Jet's dash, but twice, and an instant teleport that you can activate no matter what you're doing. Those are nuts. What? But the only issue is that Waylay doesn't have anything in her kit to support those abilities. The new Hinder effect is essentially a great value stun, which already gets you killed pretty often, and when she uses her light speed, nothing is providing her cover.
Oh, poop.
Then, if she wants to swing and teleport with her refract, she's just wide swinging. That's pretty bad. But if you have teammates setting you up, Waylay can be the best space maker in the game, which is also the problem. Teammates in ranked helping you. See the issue? But in pro play, where you have some of the best supports ever to exist, that's where Waylay shines brightest. On pistol, EDG's plan is a split A and a 3-2 dish spread, while Tyloo have an interesting crossfire on B. Okay, we'll talk about that later. And now, executing from dish, similar to Hookah on bind, is a nightmare because in order to get to site, you're in free fall and can get blasted. But when you have 2 instant dashes at your disposal, drops like this become lanes that Waylay should take. You'll see. The defense make the first move by nuking the entrance and playing peekaboo with nobody. This fighting gives the signal to the offense that dish must be weak, so they contact up while nobody responds to, Is that really his name? Is this his alt account, or did he just go like this when he was submitting his username? Oh, okay. Nobody responds with his own nukes for Door and Cubby, pinning the defense back, and he drones through a main while Cypher follows and cages to prevent a reclear. The offense up north come in contact with Vice's wall, triple swing together, lay down triple smokes, but watch how Waylay paths to sight. Normally, teams would stun, flash, and Raze goes in. But because Waylay can dash forward for info, then another time towards sight and in the cover, her team accurately aims their utility, or not even use it at all. Kong saw nothing, so Simon still has his fault line, and Chichu spots 3 defenders coming through B main. Without the north side of the map, EDG feel like they're being pinched from all 3 sides. So with Kong's refract still active, he's placed a top site. His goal is to take a fight and teleport, which should distract the defense and buy his teammates time to double back and trade off him since they're pushing spawn with Breach's fault line active. Simon rips it, the offense peak, no one's in spawn. All of Tyloo are flying through main.
对，速度回光已经是交过了，但是被全白的情况之下，田路这波反清的技能收益拉满了，爆能器在拆 ，A 通站不下来，这一分爆能器拆除已经是板上钉钉。那天路在今天是拿到了首枪局的胜利。
Had Kong Kong turned this flash, he gets a shot off or two and maybe a kill, teleports back to heaven, which is impossible to spam with pistols, and then these four do have enough time to run out and trade their Waylay. This teleport has decent travel time, but that didn't happen. And now for the anti-eco, Tyloo are in the same exact bad setup, while EDG are splitting B this time in a 4-1. With two sheriffs, they're going to contact through arcade, double peek everything, and have the guys in the back pick up the sheriffs once these two go down. The barriers drop, and Smoggy starts the round with a motivational speech from Mr. Barry.
我有自己的原则，我不想一辈子让人踩在脚下。你以为我是臭要饭的？我这3年就是想等一个机会。
Since 5cm has walled Dish, he's just come back in time to lay out thorns for arcade, which Brim will call for. And with this flash, Vice is going to jiggle main, slowly will stun, and that flower is going to bloom. Now, I'm not against traps, but how far is Brimstone going to play out? The offense moves up arcade, Cypher slaps his cam, and doesn't spot anything yet. Now, the defense have taken A with some rockets and a smoke, so it's safe to assume the offense are coming B. EDG scale further, spot Vice's thorns, stack up on it, and prepare to burst.
到藤蔓的声音，我要出手了。
这边从北边游乐场直接来，正义康康先点了2枪，速流回光，回到安全的点位。那关键是楼梯 B 点能不能打得出来？闪被配掉了。 三门只换掉了一个，好像想打点还是有点困难。5cm 左右都有人，他先截掉了 Nobody， 但是被康。
Why is Brimstone playing in a one and done? I know he doesn't want to get smoked off, but your team's getting pinched. Why not take the gamble and hard swing B main after your breach fault line? You need to fight on Fracture, otherwise crunches like this will happen. And it's not like this is an anti-eco setup, they did this on Pistol too. It sucks. Then when Brim's dying, Vice is throwing down thorns and tries to swing late, but Kong Kong has disrespected these things and got out safe. What other agent can swing like this? And because Vice was so worried about Kong Kong, then Teo, they were late to help their breach. With all that commotion, the defense have made the correct decision and pushed through A main, and Chichu has a Guardian. But EDG are still in a pickle. The defense could be coming from anywhere.
装包的话就是一个名牌暴露自己的位置，
关键现在就是要看康康的位置能不能藏起来。康康藏起来了，2个背身交叉获利。
Why? Why are we using our missiles? EDG have no idea where you are until then, and they're both 1 HP. All your teammates are dead. They should have told you, so just use your guns and body shot these clowns. EDG farmed Tyloo's pistols on their following save, which led us to the first full buy versus full buy. The offense contacted up B main and nuked Vice with a stun missiles combo. Kong Kong even tried to make sure she couldn't escape with his convergent paths, but that was just overkill. Then because of this noise, the defense pushed through A main and pinched the offense from 3 different choke points.
时间比较久。
等于波爆能器第一波安不了常规的点位，绕后到了正面，Nobody先打掉了 Smoky， 重生点有人在看 Slowly 的位置暴露了，但是。 Nobody 第一时间上方天路是有人数优势，而 EDG 的终极技能已经交过一波了，再来第2波，用伤害技能把人都逼出来，所有的人都在外边看球球了，自己是一个名牌，对方给了个控制，只能先退，而且这个爆能器他得拉出去才能看，第一时间已经拆一半了，要掏枪。哦，球球猜到了对面可能没有拆完，对方开枪，对面是更急的那一方，包已经拆一半了，他再拖时间。 但是没有猜到对方 VTUU 的位置。
That round brings us to another full buy versus full buy, where EDG have a new game plan.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
On round 3, Chichu got pinched up north, so this time he's leaving his camera up there to do the spotting, and he'll hold B main for his team in their 1-4 eventual A split. Now, Tyloo are kinda spread out. I hate this. You'll see why in a second. The defense make the first move by smoking and rocketing A, while HFMI0DZJC9Z7 holds from door, and slowly has his fault line primed to contest whatever EDG have up their sleeve.
EDG 等第2波打反清，山峰地线加太湖的精准投放给出来，康康已经把速流回光交过了。
Kong Kong didn't see anyone. He waited until the last possible second to activate his refract, expecting a peek behind that breach util that canceled their missiles. And now Teo feels safe to reopen the door, but against a Waylay, he's playing with fire.
那这样没有保密技能了。
直接飞，想去抓，抓得非常漂亮。 哇，是光能闪爆再加队友的一个。
Kangkang has found the opening. When playing against a Waylay, you can't play in typically safe positions, especially by yourself. Against a Raze, you'll hear her charge her satchels. Against a Jet, her dash doesn't extend as far and she can't activate it during the buy phase like Waylay can. And if Tyloo were facing those agents, Breach could have helped from heaven, but Waylay was too fast. And speaking of, why isn't Ninebuddy playing a main? Why is he just on Dish by himself? How about you have Breach spot Dish from heaven, and you three can still fight for main together? When playing defense on this map, you have to be proactive. That's what Tyloo did last round, and they won. But now the site belongs to EDG, and Chichu activates his Neural Theft to push the defense back. Eventually, the offense clears everything out, and Kangkang goes into spawn without his refract active?
烟的持续时间其实还有一段。 但维特悠悠已经有预警了，他知道康康很可能会压到脸上。烟散的一瞬间，康康先凭反应收掉了对面，第二时间被 slowly
3 versus 4, and Ninebuddy still has a full kit with an alive Breach, and only one attacker is defending the spike.
这是由 EDG 来掌控。
球球这个位置很关键啊，而且脚下。
Okay, it's still winnable. From spawn, slowly can still fault line sight.
Nobody 也在帮忙去架。 哪怕
Why did he use it in sand?
因为速流回光开了，他要找机会，双是有终结技能的。
我觉得他得拉一下枪线吧啊，他连没有太好的机会去操作就已经是被抓到了，主要是 EDG 的枪线散得太开了。 一个1v3，最后想保枪都有点。
Okay, the neat thing about Waylay is that she can be her own initiator. By using an instant teleport, she can scout out for info, tell her teammates where the enemy are, and blast them. So after seeing this guy in hell, why does a Breach have his fault line ready for an instant pounce directly into cover? Then Waylay defuses, and the offense have to run into a natural crossfire. Tyloo don't have guns, but what they do have are ultimates. Every single one. Their plan is to level this half of the map and anyone in it. They're literally all facing this way. And look at where the offense are starting. And now EDG know that despite having better weapons, this round is still easy to lose. One wrong step can trigger a sequence of ults that will lose them this round. So they're staying grouped on the south side of the map to make sure all the guns stay in one area that they can protect. And because Kangkang has his signature attack side sniper route, he should be able to protect his flock. This dangerous round opens up with the attackers trading their nukes for Vice's flash and Brim's smoke on B main, but EDG call Tyloo's bluff by jumping on these boxes. And no defenders pushed out claiming the space. But the defense hasn't done anything. Off Ninebuddy's contact, they want to decimate A main. So with B main safe and sound, the attackers want A next. So nobody drops back and swaps places with Smoggy to crab Kangkang down main. But they really need to be cautious. There's 4 ults here that can insta-kill you.
蟒侠有收获，阵加大。他以为这边是
What other agent can do that? Riot recently reworked stuns so that they can stall movement abilities, so Jet can't do that, and neither can Raze. Waylay just baited out 2 ultimates with 1 ability. Tyloo forgot to account for Waylay again. The fall line was fine, but why not move the orbital strike back to here and the Armageddon to here? This setup would guarantee Kangkang's death. I mean, had he not killed Ninebuddy. He would be the one to shoot anyone in this gap, which I don't think Tyloo expected. It was a nice shot, and he's using an outlaw, which punishes aggressive peeks. Sure, they could have someone by the door ready to swing with him, but the rest of their plan was to quickly rotate to B and flood out to help Vice while she stalled. This shot dismantled all of that. Now the offense are bursting into B, Vice is flooding out by herself and dying, and Tyloo got nothing from 2 of their best ults. The rest of them just sit and spawn, hoping to die to the spike, and not feed the enemy team ult points. But Kangkang is too off. He's going to farm his ecos.
点数是不能给的。
逼一下位置 ，slowly 这位置有点尴尬，被3本先收掉，康康直接压到对方的家里了。山姆地线想去找，先找到第1个，再找第2个，没有问题，3杀到手，并且如果没算错的话，他终极。
Tyloo take a timeout before things get too out of hand.
Coach, this Waylay is pounding us. What should we do?
You guys should not play so Alrighty, folks, timeout's up. Back to the game. Coming out of the timeout, Tyloo has a new game plan. Off Waylay's contact, Breach and Teo are stunning and blowing up Arcade, pushing through afterwards. Brim and Vice are stalling on this half of the map to buy time for rotates. But 5 centimeters needs to be careful. This is a similar position he was playing in on round 4. And EDG are running at him in a similar spread that they had on Pistol. Round 7 opens with Vice slapping her flower on a dish, which EDG see as a sign of aggression.
马上回来。
找。
哎，看到位置了，但没有震到。
2个光速飞跃直接飞，给到了一个闪。哦呦，正加闪。
Waylay is like Luffy. Min Min, or one of these grabber things that my mom wouldn't let me have as a kid. She allows your team to extend plays further than any other duelist would. You have to respect her reach. That's also why in Fracture, you should fight hard for one half or part of the map, but stall and are more passive on the other. It's how this map is played. And by the way, the last thing you should be feeding EDG's comp is information. This combination of Waylay, Breach, and Teo creates an insta-point-and-click kill combo. The only thing that trio lacks is solid info. Apart from this nearsighted drone, these two don't really know where to activate this explosion. So by playing up and alone like Vice did, that made her free food. And now because Way 2 started Heaven, nobody's droned through main and hasn't spotted a soul. But Chichu tells them to wait. He's heard this guy take the rope from Heaven and might have a timing.
丢一个光冷闪爆。这一下。 两边
He doesn't, but because they waited, Kong Kong unleashes his convergent paths, which would stall a flood, and they plant. But Chichu hasn't given up on his lurk, so EDG's new win condition is to now stall the defuse with an orbital strike and soon to be recharged missiles. So all of EDG back off into main, anticipating a potent retake against these two ults. But is playing this far back enough? Rolling Thunder sight, convergent paths main. Even with all this utility, EDG might not be able to stop a defuse if they're slowed. Especially because projectiles get affected too. Oh my goodness, it just looks goofy.
他的位置暴露了，他得换一下位置。
有惊雷卷地，已经蓄势待发了。
惊雷卷地，但是点内没有
完全
人啊，
放空，
没有人，光能闪爆打一个控制，来开始一个一个来全飞康康，战于马下，4杀到手。
有 ace 吗？
看一下有没有看到位置了，奈保底在找，奈保底拉远距离，但是速流回光，999收掉了奈保底，但是康康这一波在点雷游龙。
Remember when I said that Waylay is half initiator, half duelist? Well, if you combine her refract and light speed, she turns into a silver drone on crack.
Shut up, Teets. Waylay is just a duelist. Read the label. Duelist. Are you stupid?
Well, that was uncalled for. Here, look at the round that we're skipping. EDG started B, walked all the way through sewer, and Kong Kong took down Vice, Breach ran away, but Simon swung off the info his duelist got him with his dash. EDG then cleaned up the remaining pistols, but are now blitzing the offense in a 1-4 A split. Now, it looks like the defense are here to contest them, but trust me, if you thought Vice's beatings were bad, watch this.
按节奏的接触让天路有点受不了了，这波直接还是常规来了个快的，哦，罗保底是用精准投放收掉了奶保底，两边新英雄换龙互换了，但是沙地这边打的依然还是非常的惨烈，因为有一个空投烟幕，所以导致这个藏烟闪第一时间。 EDG 没有反应过来。
If I had a nickel for every time EDG lost because they couldn't dodge a breach flash, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, right?
From previous rounds, EDG noticed how Tyloo start the round by sending rockets through door relatively quick, meaning Teo has to be starting the round pretty close. To catch him, nobody nuked the escape, and Heaven so slowly couldn't help, and Simon stunned Sands. Then Kong Kong's light speed made the defense's missiles useless.
还是常规来了个快的。
He just died to a fully stunned target. Unlucky, I guess. Now, Smoggy did excellent at keeping HFMI-0D's
2 hours later.
D7 locked in with his orbital strike, but it was Slowly's flash and flood that turned this round into a 3 versus 2.
互换了，但是沙地这边打的依然还是非常的惨烈，因为有一个空投烟幕，所以导致这个藏烟。
And it seems like the defense know Chichu's on dish.
过来，维特悠悠已经是进入到了 A 点的正面，再压枪 ，Slowly 在2楼塔楼打得非常的准。
With another win under their belt, Tyler are back in their 2-3 stall and fight A formation, while EDG have their Teos Armageddon and are slamming B with it. But can they overwhelm Vice? Probably. Against big-ass ultimates, it's hard to play on site against these comps. The round starts with the defense plopping a smoke down B main, but the offense have played these games before. None of the defense are pushed behind this. The offense slowly move through, and nobody starts mapping out his ult.
呢，以及 Nabody 的中计呢，好像有点卡手了，
没有特别好的机会去释放。
对。
好，末日审判清点里，但是
有踢到 turn one 啊，
好像不太好进啊。
Pop quiz! If you're Vice, where do you plan site? Oh, behind your wall? Kong just dashed up and over it. And nobody's ult cleared this half a site. Missiles behind boxes and in tower, forcing 5 centimeters to swing, and Way2 tried to flood in, but he never expected Waylay to be this deep on the site already. Now, since the defense got rocked so hard, 9buddy has followed his Teos drone all the way down main, ready to flank the offense, but is stuck behind a trip.
有人在蹲守这根半线。
对，信息线 ，Smoky。 现在在找角度，交了个闪电爆破去打反清，但是好像效果比较差。Smoky 用自己的枪法解决了技能上的一些问题，那最后只剩一个 slowly， 位置换掉一个之后立刻被补掉，7比3。
Alright everyone, I know it looks like Waylay is nuts and overpowered and ruining Valorant, but keep in mind what I said in the intro. She needs to be set up with enough utility or is just gonna get shit on. Like next round, Tyloo just scrapped together whatever buys they could, and the offense went B after Chichu sat down 9buddy, and Kong was ready to lightspeed in behind this drone.
上来在 A 通是被球球接了，
应该是这个角度闪身看的时候被抓到了，稍后撤回。
就是之前 Nabody 还起了一把狙啊，也没有特别。
Yeah, if there isn't something to shake the enemy's crosshair, Waylay's pullout game is just too slow, and she will get punished. The offense eventually converted against the Sheriffs, which brings us to the last round of the half. Tyloo, once again, have all their ultimates online, okay, except Brim, and aren't letting Waylay off the hook this time with this 3-person arcade push. And lucky for the defense, both teams are lined up for a collision. But as the barriers drop, the offense contact up arcade, and the defense are quiet too. Each are reacting off the other. Simon's primed his fault line, ready to rock the first sign of life. But as soon as 9buddy sees someone, his team is firing on all cylinders.
周一好不好？
Nabody 站前点，这个角度。
啊，时光修罗场直接给了吗？给了。光速飞跃，两段飞，飞出去，落地。哦，精准投放，直接双杀了。
As soon as 9buddy saw someone, he tucked, activated his convergent paths, slowly stunned, and HFM missiled. All this utility combined stun-locked the offense, and they all died. Look at how slow it is to move like this. Kong's lucky their timing was off, and 9buddy got stunned by his own breach. Otherwise, this would have been an automatic round loss. But without smokes or their main initiator, EDG just walked around and died trying to find duels.
并且单摸的球球也被架住。B 区的北边，真正成为了 EDG 的这一分的修罗场。康再从下水道摸回来，也被斯鲁里猜到了位置，最后 Nobody 静音拉绳，好像出来的位置应该要被架了，
要被抓到了，
要被架了 ，Nobody， 完了。
And I hate to admit it, but I might have been wrong. Waylay is strong. Better than pre-nerf Neon though? Maybe. Watch this video and you tell me.